When the classic 2D Sonic games are being talked about, Sonic CD kinda seems to be ignored. And if you do the math, it would make sense. Sonic CD is the middle child of the classic Sonic games. It's obviously not gonna get any love. But I'm gonna be different here and say that Sonic CD is a great game that introduced great things that I wanna talk about. Sonic CD has a simple story. Sonic fucks around and is having the time of his life when suddenly he sees Little Planet being chained. Thinking it might be Eggman's doing, he goes up there and helps out. It's also where we meet the two new characters, Amy Rose and Metal Sonic. Amy Rose doesn't do much other than being sweet and in love with Sonic, but I do like her despite not doing much until a few games later. Metal Sonic is great, not just from his character design, which is just, but also with how much he does to the story. When you finish Palm Tree Panic, the first zone of the game, and get to Collision Chaos, we see Amy Rose being fucking kidnapped by Metal Sonic. So now normal Sonic has to save not only Little Planet, but also this girl, the metal version of him, kidnapped. There's even some build up to when they meet again, with one of the machines you gotta destroy in the past to get to the good future being a hologram of Metal Sonic stepping on the animals. Or stepping on nothing for whatever reason. And when you get to Stardust Speedway, you get challenged by him to a race of all things. When you've won, you can save Amy and she'll give Sonic a hug, even if he really doesn't like that. And you're probably thinking, Diana, stop talking about useless things like stories and characters and start talking about the gameplay already. And to that I say, well fine, I'll get to it, just please don't yell, I'm very sensitive. The controls, I will admit, are a bit stiff at points, especially when it comes to the spin dash. Though later versions did fix this, so maybe it doesn't matter. But the zones are great. Maybe not as memorable as Sonic 2, but it does kinda make up for it with the game's time travel mechanic. Hit a future or past sign and it'll take you to either the future or the past, depending on what sign you got. And how do you travel to the past or future? You run as fast as you can with the sign, kind of like the DeLorean from Back to the Future. Some people say that traveling to the past is just too damn unfair, cause the zones are unfair. But personally, I disagree, since if you just look hard enough, you'll find something you can use to travel forward or back in time very easily. I mean, did you guys seriously go with a past sign, see these two swings close to each other and think, Ooga chaka, whatever shall we do, chaka? But yeah, I do love the time travel mechanic. Not just do I find it fun to try and travel back in time, but I also love the impact it has on the gameplay and the music. For example, Palm Tree Panic at the present will have this catchy music in the background where everything is happy and there's even kids in the background screaming. It's just such a good time. Travel to the past, however, and the music becomes less energetic and more chill. Here you can destroy Eggman's machines to prevent him from taking over Little Planet, which is also required to get the good ending. Fail to do so, and the future will become this horrible mess with darker background and evil music. Good evil music, but evil music nonetheless. I mean, the kids can't even finish their yeah, it just becomes a Eggman, you monster, I'm gonna make you pay for this! Doing the opposite of failing to do so, and you'll get this more uplifting and happier future with a song that somehow bangs even harder than the previous present music. Even if you don't travel to the future, the game still congratulates you for your hard work, or punish you for not doing anything, since the third act of every zone will automatically be either a good or bad future depending on what you did. And oh yeah, this game's zones are 3 acts long, which, while I didn't like too much in the first Sonic game, I don't mind here. The third act in CD is always doing a slight bit of platforming, getting an extra life, and then fight the bosses. When I first played this game, I wasn't the biggest fan of how nothing most of the boss fights were other than the Metal Sonic race. But nowadays, I kinda respect them for being so quick. This game knows that the platforming is the best part about itself, and so for the most part, it's just and back to platforming. In some ways, I can see why Sonic CD isn't that popular. But I also don't care. Sonic CD to me becomes a lot of fun when going for destroying Eggman's machines in the past. I'm not just getting through the zones, I feel like I'm saving Little Planet. Not because the game is telling me I'm doing good through cutscenes, but because it's showing me I'm doing good through gameplay. And I have a lot of respect for games that can do that. So while Sonic CD may not be my favorite 2D Sonic game, I still think it's pretty great.